Welcome back, everybody. My name is All Fun and Games. I stream every day on Twitch TV, and I also make fun videos here on YouTube. Let's talk about one of the best items to actually make to eat and don't starve together. Now, I mentioned how to make this in a previous video, showcased as easy recipes or just simple recipes to make and don't starve together. But let's talk about why meatballs are the best and how easy it is to actually get yourself meatballs, because let's face it, meatballs are pretty amazing, and we'll showcase why. So, if you don't know how to get yourself monster meat, you can do so by multiple different ways. One of the easiest way of getting monster meat, or just meat in general, is pretty much by catching yourself some stuff. So if you want to catch yourself some rabbit, or if you want to get yourself any sort of other meat, usually I would suggest anything that is a full meat value. So like something that looks like what you would get from a pig, which is a full large meat. You should save those for other recipes than this. So please do not use those in this recipe if you can help it. But if you do get a morsel, and if you do get a morsel by catching or whatever from a rabbit, it'll look like this. The morsel, I think it's just meat morsel or meat. I think it might just be meat. Now that's the big meat. So this is a 1 unit of meat, indicating what you would probably get from killing a raccoon or killing any of the larger animals. You know what? We'll showcase how to actually catch a rabbit as I did in the previous video, but let's just do it for this for the sake of, the video. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put a little trap on here. Traps are very easy to make. You can make them without any sort of things, but they all only require 2 twigs and 6 cut grass, and they're reusable quite often, up to 8 amount of times. And basically by doing so, oh, I didn't catch the rabbit. Wow, just look at that. That rabbit just got right away from us. Okay, let's try this again. So let's go on the other side. See if that rabbit runs into it. No, it didn't. Damn you, rabbit. Get caught already, will you? Hey, get out of there. Get in that trap. No, you don't. Dang it. All right, well, I'm going to do the old crappy way. Don't try this at home. Trust me, it's not worth it. All right. So, you're going to take the trap. Bring it over here. This is just to literally get a morsel. And let's put it on top of here. All right, let's go ahead and dig this up. And what the? Get back here. Well, okay. You know what? It's not working out the way I wanted it to. But anyways, if you get yourself a morsel, which, I mean, I can obviously showcase if we just spawn it in. But I wanted to showcase the easier way of actually doing it. And there's a spider running around. And it's called small meat. See, this is why you got to memorize everything on the wiki, so that way, not to say you're ever going to spawn something in, but small meat. Wow, that's so much easier. Let's give us 2 of them. Okay, so if you get yourself a piece of small meat, it only gives 0.5 meat value, but pretty much anything that gives you a meat value can make you meatballs, and we'll showcase that in a second. But the easiest way to get yourself monster meat, and why monster meat? Well, monster meat, you need to have a certain amount of meat value in order to actually not turn it into anything other than meatballs, because the more monster meat that you add to the dish, the worse off it's going to get. So all you need to do is make sure they have a little bit of log suit or some sort of armor, get yourself a spear, and head over to a spider den. I prefer doing this at nighttime if you have the proper armor, or on daytime it works too, but you just have to remember during daytime only a few spiders are going to come out at once, which sometimes can be good. Basically, what you're going to do is just attack said spiders, and if they're only tier 1, you're not going to get too many spiders out of it, which is perfect. Now, you're not going to get a ton of monster meat, but as that spider nest ends up growing more and more and more, it's going to get easier and easier and easier to get more spiders to come out of it. But the problem is, when the guardian spiders come out and all you're using is a spear and a log suit, it might be a little bit more troublesome unless you have a handy dandy Wendy around in order to basically crowd control the entire area of spiders that are running around. So having a Wendy around does really help a lot to have Abigail do all the damage for you, or using a bramble husk, as I showed in other videos too. Now, spiders are pretty stupid, and they won't really go after you too much, and basically kiting them is even easier too. So let's showcase how that happens. Spider runs towards you, does a little forward jump like that, and you just run back a little bit, and then continue to hit, and it's dead. Now, if it's a guardian spider, it will jump on you and do a decent amount of damage. That's why you need to have the armor on. And sometimes just basically tanking it up and just hitting the back is fine. So I have 3 monster meat already, which is actually a decent amount of meat to start out. So let's walk over here. Let's fill this thing up, or just make a new one as I'm sitting in creative mode. So let's make a new little fire pit. Why not? And let's get to cooking. So go to your ice box, and look at that. We already have a bunch of stuff in here already, including a bunch of monster meat, but I wanted to showcase how to get it. So yes, there's multiple different ways to get meat from Don't Starve Together, and there's multiple different ways to make meatballs. So it's not just one, but I'm going to showcase the easiest way. Okay, berries are pretty easy to find, as you know, just wandering around and picking them from random berry bushes, as I already did, and I got them from the ones that are located here. Then what you do is you pretty much showcase on my other videos, if you don't know how to do it, dig all the berry bushes up, replant them, make sure that you get poop and or rot to do so, which I've showcased how to do that, and then now you have an abundance of berries that are going to grow through the entire little bit of autumn. So you have lots and lots and lots of filler. So all you got to do is make sure that you use the filler accordingly. So 1 morsel and 3 of these dudes will get you none other than a meatball. And if you're using a craft pot mod like I do, it'll tell you what's about to be crafted when you do so. 1 monster meat and 3 ice will get you the same thing too. Ice is more in abundance during winter time, but during autumn there still is a little bit of ice to be had, so don't worry too much about that. If you get, lucky and you end up going all the way to the lunar biome or finding it, you can get yourself none other than the rock fruit, which is pretty awesome too. And then you just go over to the crock pot, craft it up, and guess what? The 3 rock fruit and 1 monster meat gets you the same exact thing. So pretty much any 3 filler will get you, and plus 1 meat will get you what you need to make a meatball. And meatballs, why are they so good? Because 1 morsel, 3 berries get you a meatball, which is going to fill you up for quite a lot. Most characters have around an average of 150 for hunger, and the rest is just history with making sure that you're going to keep yourself nice and full, unless you're playing a character, of course, like Wirt, who can't eat meat, or you're playing a character such as Wartox, which all food is halved. But the meatball gives you 62.5 hunger, 5 sanity, and 3 HP. The sanity and the HP are kind of a wash, as it doesn't really give you much, but at least it gives you something. The big bonus here is actually the amount of hunger that you get from something so simple. And you can make meatballs quite often. So by eating 2 of these, I'm going to fill up my belly and walk around. I mean, it's just that easy. And filler is so easy to come by in this world, especially in wintertime when you're hoarding all of the ice. You can get a lot of ice fairly quickly that could easily be turned into meatballs. Now. Some people might sit in there and tell you meatballs are the best recipe in the game for food. I don't think so. Okay, you know what? Yes, you could go out there and you can farm for days and go and sweat your butt off during summertime to make the best crops and all that other stuff. But why? When you can easily just make meatballs. Yes, there's other recipes such as getting yourself the new recipes that recently came out. Or you just get yourself good old bacon and eggs. Or you get yourself meaty stew. But the thing is about those recipes is that you obviously have to go and kill more meat and turn them into eggs and then take the big meat and it just, all those things just add up. When you can easily just kill something requiring 1 monster meat and 3 filler, it's pretty straightforward. Now, I do think one of these days we might end up seeing meatballs take a little bit downturn and actually get nerfed. It hasn't happened yet, but I do feel like it could. If they ever decide to do so, it would change the actual gameplay a little bit because more people would be, looking at other recipes to kind of make up for the difference. But as of right now, meatballs are pretty awesome. So if you disagree or you agree, leave a like or talk down in the comments because I'm really eager to know what people think. I've mentioned this before of how I think meatballs are eventually going to get nerfed, and it haven't happened yet, so let's hope they don't because they're pretty awesome. If you have any other questions, I will be showcasing more awesome recipes, but so far this is my #1 food recipe in Don't Starve Together. Tell me otherwise. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next one.